I just finished my remote internship at Geotab, and I would like to convey 3 lessons I learned from 3 internship terms at this amazing company. Geotab kind of let me, take up very meaningful projects across all my internship terms. I was able to, contribute to the code base in a very productive way. I was able to, show my work to my CEO, my team, and and I was actually recognized for the work I was doing for this company. And in addition to that, they also allowed me to kind of be on the front lines to, go represent Geotab at a career fair, to, represent Geotab as a judge at a hackathon. And I was even featured on their social media pages. And, I really felt like I was a genuine part of this great mission that, Neil Claus, CEO, had for this company. Internships are probably the greatest achievement that students can experience during their, university career if they want to get into industry. I've made plenty of friends, plenty of mentors, and plenty of great professionals across like my internship terms. And I would love for you to know the little mental nuggets that I got from all of these experiences, and being around these extremely talented people. The first lesson from me is to reach out. I would like to say, reach out for job-related questions, reach out for mentorship, and reach out in general. To explain those, I would say, reaching out for questions would mean that, you're reaching out for job specific questions where like, you're either you're extremely stuck on a problem and, you don't know what to do and, things of that nature. And maybe even for basic things where like, you just don't know what's going on. I think it could be extremely intimidating to, ask a question from someone, but I think many companies over here, or at least my few terms at Geotab, many people kind of give you this environment. I think many people should give you this environment where like, no question is a bad question. And, I think it's important to actually reach out and, clarify these questions, because I think at some points in your, internship terms, that is the only way to move forward, because, sometimes a task that might take you like 5 hours could take someone like 20 minutes. And, and I think it's also important to ask the right questions, because, you don't want the whole spill. You want just the small tips that you can follow, small hints that you can follow to kind of like, get to an answer. And I think it's important to ask the right questions that way. And the second segment would be for mentorship, where like, I think a lot of us are still kind of like figuring things out. I think, I was speaking to one of my good friend's brothers. His name is Kanishk. He was saying, there are 2 types of people where like, some people know exactly what they want to do, and there are some people who are like good at multiple things and they're still figuring things out, right? So if you're the latter, you'd want to know more about different like roles, and you're bound to be very curious about the different things that are going on in the company and what other opportunities you have too. So I think it's important to like reach out and really ask people around about the different roles that they have and the different work that they have. And I think people are very passionate about the work they do generally, so they like to really speak about it. In my case, like I wanted to reach out for product management related tips, where how I can probably transition to a role like that involves managing people and managing projects. And I reached out to like a bunch of people within the company, and people were so open. And like I've honestly throughout my life, whenever I've reached out for help, like no one has particularly denied that to me. So I truly followed that instinct, and I just realized that people are actually more than willing to help and more than willing to kind of like give you answers to these questions, because I think curiosity is an extremely important element if you want to be successful in industry. At least that's what I feel. And the third is obviously just reaching out in general. I think it's just important to like meet people and just like have different perspectives of like life and like the things that they do, even if it's not related to the things that you do at work, or like even if that person might not even know what domain you're in. I think it's if you go to like a great company, or like a progressive company rather, you'll realize that the diverse perspectives that kind of people bring into the table, and just even if they're like a good friend, I think it makes your work experience really great. Because like I still remember the people that I played basketball with, or the people that I was just having like a random chat with. It really feels like that like you're gonna get really comfortable with the place when people around, and when have someone to say hi to in the morning. And people are really kind, and I never really, whenever I said hi to someone, or whenever I used to hang around the coffee station and just ask someone different stories about their life, they were very open to it, and they were very like they appreciated that too, I guess. So yeah, I think you should just talk to people in general, and sometimes it's hard to do that during remote work, but there are always ways to kind of like start a conversation and just build on curiosity and just know more about a person and like what they bring to the table. The second lesson from me is that I think you should take risks. And while I'm saying that to you, I'm saying that to myself, because this is the advice that both my managers from all of my internships at Geotab, like this is something they've told me, and this is something that constantly like, runs in my mind, because I like to take the safest route like all the time, and sometimes it kind of interferes with your learning process, especially when you want to like impress the people around you and the team and things of that nature. You always take like this safe route, and your learning might not be as fast as you expect it to be, because you're always trying to like avoid failure, and you're always going to be scared of failure. I think it's good to really dive into problems and come into your conclusions and do things of that nature. And I know sometimes it might contradict with asking questions, but this is why I said it's important to ask the right questions. Sometimes it's not, don't ask questions as soon as you hit like like a tough point or like a breaking point. I think it's okay to really sit with your code and or like any work that you're doing rather, and just try your best to kind of figure out and like improve your thinking skills across the process, because if not, you're not going to really improve if you're going to constantly ask someone to solve your problem, because companies like this, they really give you like a lot of autonomy with like your work, right? They appreciate the solutions that you bring to the table too. So like when you have opportunities like that, it's important to kind of make like best use of that opportunity, and just be okay with your code breaking something on like GitHub, or like you making like a small spreadsheet error that could like trickle down for, I mean obviously it's not ideal, but like people understand that you're here to learn and you're here to improve, so people allow you to make mistakes and learn from it. And as long as you learn from it and you move forward, I think that's just a mark of true professional, if you actually do, because that's the goal at the end of the day. It's okay to fail fast, and I think it's actually healthy at certain points. Third lesson I have for you is you should learn every single day. And this is at work and after work, because these are the true kind of like years that we are trying to like make it. And obviously like people have their different lifestyles, but if you were to ask me, I think the summer is the greatest time to actually learn different things that you couldn't learn in school due to the immense issues and the immense struggles that come with academic pressure, right? You don't have like a million assignments due, you don't have like a lot of things going on. So like even during work, whenever you're doing something, if you can expose yourself to new technologies, you can expose yourself to new problems. Always look at different challenges that you can get and expose yourself to those challenges without trying to stick to a comfort zone as much. That's the thing that you can do with work. The other thing is that in the evening, like I said before, since you don't have assignments and things of that nature, you can actually spend a bit of time, even if it's 1 hour a day, to learn whatever you couldn't learn during school, or whatever you didn't have time for before, because this is where you kind of grab new skills and like improve as a professional. It's extremely important to really be like on your game whenever you can. I think when you do all of these things, like you'll feel like you're moving forward, that you're doing great things with your professional life. To summarize, the 3 tips are reach out to people, learn, question, and seek for mentorship. It's extremely important. It really helps you to reach where you're going. Make mistakes, because it's important to fail fast. It's important to fail in the first place, and it's important to celebrate your failures. And third would be to learn every single day. It's what internships are for, and learning involves both academic learning and non-academic learning. So like don't limit yourself in any way. Have fun. Internships are great. You meet great people, passionate people. The workforce is really cool, and there are great things happening out there. Go crazy. And I just hope that I hope that the things I said kind of resonate well with you. Take it easy, and stay safe, of course.